Capacity is the amount of liquid a container can hold when it is full. Metric capacities are measures in millilitres, centilitres and litres. A millilitre is a very small unit of measure. We use millilitres when measuring medicines or liquids for recipes. A centilitre is a small unit of measure. We sometimes use centilitres when measuring drinks bottles. A litre is a larger unit of metric measure. We use litres to measure items such as fuel or very large drink bottles. To convert between metric units, you need to multiply or divide by 10, 100 or 1000. Here are the metric conversions. If the units are getting smaller, then there are more of them. Let's convert from litres to centilitres. 1 litre equals 100 centilitres. As the unit size gets smaller, centilitres are smaller than litres, the more units are needed to make up the capacity, so we multiply. 1 litre equals 100 centilitres. Smaller unit sizes, therefore, more units needed to make up the capacity. Multiply. So what is 6 litres in centilitres? 1 litre is 100 centilitres. There are 100 centilitres in a litre. What is 2 litres in centilitres? 2 times 100, which is 200 centilitres. What is 3 litres in centilitres? 3 times 100, which is 300 centilitres. So following the same rule, 6 litres would be 6 times 100 equals 600 centilitres. What about 3.4 litres? What is this in centilitres? The numbers may look more difficult because we have introduced a decimal number, but it's to be treated exactly the same. The rule is we multiply by 100 to find the number of centilitres. If we introduce decimals, this does not change the rule. There are still 100 centilitres in a litre. 1 litre equals 1 times 100, which is 100 centilitres. 2 litres equals 2 times 100, which is 200 centilitres. And it is the same for 3.4 litres. 3.4 litres equals 3.4 times 100, which is 340 centilitres. To change centilitres to millilitres again, we must multiply by 10. Now let's change centilitres to litres. As the unit size gets bigger, litres are bigger than centilitres, the fewer units are needed to make up the capacity, so we divide. Use the diagram to work out how many litres in 800 centilitres. This time we know the centilitres and need to know the litres. 100 centilitres equals 1 litre. If 100 centilitres is 1 litre, 200 centilitres is 2 litres. 200 divided by 100. So 800 centilitres is 800 divided by 100, equaling 8 litres. To change millilitre to centilitres, again we divide by 10. You can use the diagram to convert litres to millilitres and vice versa. You can do it in stages. So to convert millilitres to litres, first convert to centilitres. Divide by 10, then convert to litres, divide by 100. So 4,000 millilitres in litres would be, first convert centilitres, 4,000 divided by 10 equals 400 centilitres, then divide the number of centilitres by 100. 400 divided by 100 equals 4 litres. Or you can do it in one stage. 1 litre equals 1,000 millilitres, so divide by 1,000. 4,000 divided by 1,000 equals 4 litres. Finally, to change litres to millilitres, we can do it in two stages. Multiply by 100 to get centilitres, then multiply by 10 to get millilitres. Or we could do it all in one stage. Multiply by 1,000 to get millilitres. So to change 5.3 litres to millilitres, we either multiply 5.3 by 100 to get 530 centilitres, then multiply 530 centilitres by 10 to get 5,300 millilitres. Or we multiply 5.3 by 1,000 to get 5,300 millilitres.